Hello, everybody. This is Stel, Eric, and special guest Jake from the Shoot Style Sauna here to bring you our New Japan Pro Wrestling G1 Climax 30, also known as 2020, coverage, discussion, and even some predictions. This could be a long one. I don't have no idea how long this is going to go, but we're gonna have a very fun conversation about this tournament. It is the biggest tournament that New Japan hosts every year, always full of big work rate matches, big storylines, as we all head into Wrestle Kingdom, which is scheduled to happen in January. So, first I should ask, how are you feeling about this, guys? Eric, Jake, you guys excited?
I'm super excited. I've been waiting for this all quarantine. Just waiting for New Japan to come back, and then they come back with a big wave with the New Japan Cup, and now it's the G1. First G1 in the fall is supposed to be usually in the summer, but because of the Olympics, it was pushed back to the fall, and it just kind of worked out.
Yeah, and it was, like I said, usually a summer tournament. This year they pushed it back to go with the Olympics. Even with COVID happening, it still worked out. I was worried that maybe it would get hindered, but we'll get into who's in the cup in just a little bit. Jake, what about you? How are you feeling about it?
Yeah, obviously, I'm very excited. I've been waiting for the G1 for a few months now. It's weird that, it's not in August or July like it usually is over the summer, but hey, they're trying something different, and I'm happy that a lot of the foreign wrestlers were able to come back for this tournament as well.
Yeah, there are some names that who weren't in the New Japan Cup because of obvious reasons. Some of them were working in the U.S. at least with New Japan in USA shows they were working on, as we'll talk about very briefly. So from here on out, Eric will be taking kind of like the MC role, walking us through everything, maybe like highlighting some of the big stuff that's happening, as he is more of the New Japan expert of the group. So Eric, I will pass over the baton to you, and you can lead the way.
Alrighty, awesome. So first of all, I'm just going to start with kind of an explanation of what the G1 Climax is. The G1 Climax is a round-robin tournament. For each victory, it has two blocks, A block, B block, consisting of 10 wrestlers, which we will go through in a moment. Each night, there's 18 events. Each night, 5 matches will happen. For every win that a wrestler gets, it's 2 points. Every loss is 0 points, and every draw, it's 1 point. And whoever has the most points at the end of each block will face each other in the final, and the winner of that match will get a championship opportunity at Wrestle Kingdom. And so we got that out of the way. Let's go to the blocks.
So Eric just switches over. Yep, here is the A block. So here we are. Do you want to run down the names, Eric, as the person who's leading the way? Yeah, go ahead.
So we got A block. First off, we got Koda Ibushi. Then we got Jeff Cobb, Kazuchika Okada, Tomohiro Ishii, Will Osprey, Shingo Takagi, Minoru Suzuki, Taichi, the Switchblade Jay White, and Yujiro Takahashi.
Tokyo Pimp making a big impact in the G1, but we'll get to that briefly. So some of these names, obviously lots of them have had lots of things happen recently. Ibushi recently been in a feud with Dangerous Tekkers. Last year's G1 winner, maybe he'll repeat, but we'll get more into that in just a second. Jeff Cobb just signed to New Japan, as Eric was telling me about the other day. Okada's having an interesting 2020 to say the very least, even though he did just get pinned by Toriano, but we'll try and forget about that. Tomohiro Ishii, usually like one of the big names in the G1, usually has like a bunch of stellar matches. Last year he had the match with Moxley, which was 5 stars, and usually always it's someone who always puts in a good performance. Osprey, similar vein. We haven't seen him since I want to say like February when he won the Rev Pro title off Zack Saber Jr. So obviously he's been in England, he has been stuck at home, so he'll be back in first time since then. Shingo Takagi, former never open weight champion, recently lost belt to Minoru Suzuki, who is the current champion in this block. Taichi, one half of the New Japan Tag Team Champions, and he's kind of defending the title, recently feuding with Golden Ace, Ibushi, and Tanahashi. Jay White, another name we haven't seen in a little bit because of the travel restrictions, and he is one of the favorites, as we will get into very briefly. And Yujiro Takahashi, I've always seen him as more of a manager. Like, if you ask me, he's always someone who just supports the Bullet Club. But Eric, what are you thinking about this? If you want to go into like match by match, or what do you think about this block?
I definitely think Yujiro is in there. Just take some falls. You need kind of a lesser guy in there.
Yeah.
I'm curious to see how Will Osprey is going to work out, because we have not seen him yet. We've seen a little bit of Jay White on New Japan Strong. And we've and Jeff Cobb a little bit too. Taichi, he's in a recent interview, he kept saying like, I'm not really motivated. I usually don't care about the G1, but I'm a little. But I mean, he's like, I'm excited for this one.
To be fair, he did beat Ibushi in the New Japan Cup. Like, sure, maybe
That's
it
true.
wasn't clean, but like maybe he could do it again. I mean, we'll get into that. But like, this is like, I think this is the better of the blocks if you ask me from like a talent perspective. Like, it's very
Yeah.
like there's a lot of very top heavy names, and even like the mid card names they have here are all like in like New Japan's like booking scope, all still in a very good place. Like, for example, Jeff Cobb just got signed. Ishii, someone we can always rely on. Suzuki is never openweight champion. Shingo's been having like a really good has had like a really good year in general. And Jay White has always been a prominent name, former champion, had a big match at Wrestle Kingdom, did all that stuff. If you haven't seen him, still leader of the Bullet Club and all that stuff. And Takahashi, he's there too. But I hate dunking on the guy, but like we'll get more into that. Jake, since I don't want to leave you out, how are you feeling about this block too?
No, I agree. A block is like the perfect combo of you got like the work rate guys, Ishii, Osprey, Shingo. You could even put Suzuki in there, and of course, like your top guys, Okada, Ibushi, Jay White. Yujiro's just so out of place.
That's just the one thing. But when we get to the B block, it's going to be a little bit more interesting. But we'll stick to this one right now. That's all I have to say, just like from a storyline perspective, because obviously I think we can get more into that when we get to the matches. So Eric, do you want to like lead us through and go through like break down like stuff by like match by match and all that stuff?
We will get to that in a little bit. We're gonna go block by block, and then each event we'll go through it.
So like we'll introduce both, and then like we'll go one by one.
Yes.
Okay, that makes sense. So that's the A block. So now we're going to switch over to the other side of the G1, as Eric will show us.
All right.
This
and now
is
we have
the B block.
B block. So starting off the B block, we have the ace Hiromu Takahashi.
Who?
And then
Hiroshi
Takahashi.
I wish he was in this. I wish he was in this.
He's in there instead of
The wrong
Hiroshi.
Takahashi. But let him go. Let him go.
Sorry, I pulled a Jim Ross. So we got the ace Hiroshi Tanahashi. We also have Juice Robinson, Hiroki Goto, Toriano, Yoshihashi, the current IWGP Heavyweight and Intercontinental Champion Tetsuya Naito. We got Sonata, Zack Saber Jr., Kenta, and Evil.
Yeah, this block, you could say it's probably the weaker of the two, but I still think it has some really strong names, even from like a booking perspective. Like, Yoshihashi's been picking up some wins this year. Yano is the King of Pro Wrestling, inaugural champion, whatever you want to call it. He's like the current champion. Like how that whole thing's going to work. Goto, and for my money, is a very underrated guy in New Japan. Always puts in a good performance. I think people just kind of overlook him considering how many guys are in New Japan that are super talented. Kenta, he just won the New Japan Cup in the US, has the US title shot coming at some point. Evil recently joined Bullet Club. He won the New Japan Cup, so he's been doing strong. He was just champion, as we all just saw back in the summer. Zack Saber Jr., half the tag team champions, of course. Sonata, always someone that has been booked relatively strong, usually in like the upper mid-card storylines, I feel like. Challenged for the Rev Pro title at Wrestle Kingdom. Has pretty much remained relevant in some way since then. Got far in New Japan Cup. Juice Robinson's the interesting one here because we have not seen him for a little bit, but he did have a leg injury, probably because Tony Storm sat on him, to be fair, as Eric likes to joke about. But he's back now, feeling better. That's always good to see him. And Tanahashi, I mean, it's Tanahashi. Like, he's just someone you always rely on. And like for his age, he could still go, if you ask me. Always has like prominent feuds going on. And then you got the champion, of course. And for those, Eric didn't mention this, but if the champion wins the G1 Climax, he can pick his opponent at Wrestle Kingdom. Fun fact there. I don't think has the champion ever won a G1 Climax? I don't think they have.
Not to my recollection.
Yeah, no, I couldn't think of any either that did. Because not in recent memory, that's for sure. But yeah, so for storylines in this one, I think there are more like big storylines in this one. Like, Naito's the champion. Will he win? Like, who will we pick if he wins? Eric, do you want to go ahead too?
Kind of my overall theories for the G1 is it's gonna be very Bullet Club heavy focused because we have Kenta and Evil in the same block, and Evil is, I guess, currently the leader of Bullet Club in Japan. I mean, and Kenta is a very prominent member. But over on the A block, we also have Jay White.
Who is like the de facto leader.
Yeah, so are we going to have an all Bullet Club final? That's kind of what I'm thinking here, but we'll get to that later.
Yeah, when we go back into that, we'll explain it.
Yeah, like looking more over Sonata, I think they're really going to book him to look very strong in this.
I agree.
G1, I think they just need like one more kind of like upper mid-level star. Toriano's he always gets a couple fluke
He
wins.
always sneaks some ones. Like he beat Moxley last year, which surprised me. And I'm like, you got to be kidding me. That was Moxley's like first singles loss by technicality, and I'm like, what? And then it all went downhill.
Yep. And then I think with Tanahashi, he is not gonna do very well. He's gonna.
I think he'll be okay. He won't be at the top, but he'll do okay.
I don't think he'll do that well. I mean, Tana usually gets like a good amount of points, even if he's not.
I think he gets like 8 to 10. That's what I'm thinking.
But I think he's gonna get less. I think he's gonna show like he's starting to not be able to go. He can't keep up with the other kids. He's gonna take some losses.
I'm gonna get so sad if that happens.
I think this is all gonna lead to Wrestle Kingdom and Kodabushi's gonna retire Tanahashi.
Oh,
no, I'm not ready for that.
I'm not ready to see. We just saw Liger go away. I don't want that to happen right after. Mm-hmm. Hope he goes to the Hall of Fame at least, or at least like the New Japan like Hall of Fame. I don't know what to call it there. Mm-hmm. I feel bad saying that. I guess like I like other people that would keep an eye on this block. Like I said, Sonata's probably the guy to look after, like after like the big names. I think Goto might get a couple, but I don't see him being like in the top 4. Like I think he'll be like very middle of the field.
I could see Goto beating someone like, I don't know, maybe he beats ZSJ, Kenta. Like he can maybe get a win over like one of those guys, but like
I think Goto might like hurt someone's momentum. I think the person I'll talk about who I think is going to beat Sonata later. I don't want to say that right now. Juice I could see getting some momentum back, but I feel like he won't do like as well as some of the other names here. Naito is going to be booked strong because it's the champion, but there's going to be somebody here that might get that sneaky win on him. It's not going to be Yano. I'll say that right now.
I can see it being ZSJ. If I'm being honest.
Ooh, that'd be cool.
That's a safe bet.
You can get him into defense. Like you can get a defense in before Wrestle Kingdom, so you can definitely do that if you want.
Yeah, so you could be like power struggle, whatever the show is before Wrestle Kingdom.
I think it's either that or King of Pro Wrestling. It's one of the two. I mean, that's where Yano will surely defend his title as well. That's all I have to say on B block before we get like into like the match by match stuff. Anything else you guys want to say about this one?
Oh, I'm good.
No, I think we're good. I pretty much said everything I wanted to say.
All right, Eric. So this is where we get into like the real big stuff here. So yeah, we're gonna literally go night by night. I know these are not gonna be like very long explanations, but still, let me pull up my 8 block predictions while I'm at this. So yeah, Eric is gonna lead us through. Is that the right ones? Nope, that's it. So Eric, you want to take the floor again, and we'll go through this first night.
All right. So starting from the bottom, going to the top. First match of the night is Will Osprey taking on the Tokyo Pimp, Yujiro Takahashi. And I believe Osprey is easily going to take this one.
Yeah, I absolutely agree on this one. This one is wicked easy. Like, I think there's not much that needs to be said about this one.
Yeah, no, it's Osprey's first match in Japan. It's Yujiro. There's literally no way Osprey's losing.
Yeah, that's a super easy one.
Then next up, we have Jeff Cobb taking on Taichi.
What did I say for this one? I think I said Cobb, actually. Let me check.
This one's honestly like a coin flip.
Yeah, I said Jeff Cobb. He just got signed. I think this is someone he can realistically beat in New Japan, so I'm gonna say Jeff Cobb.
I went with Taichi on this one.
Ooh, the first disagreement.
Got some big wins, and even last year's G1, he got some big wins.
Yeah, fair enough.
I think Taichi's gonna cheat to win. Like he'll
if he does win, it's gonna be via cheating.
Yeah, so Jake, are you saying Taichi?
Yeah, I said Taichi.
Okay. All right. Moving on, we got this is gonna be a good one. Tomohiro Ishii taking on Minoru Suzuki.
Ooh, this is a very, very fun one. Let me see who I said for this one. I'm gonna pick Minoru Suzuki, never openweight champion. You can make an argument for Ishii to maybe be his first defense if he wins, but I think they want to have him get off to a decent start, so I'm gonna go with Suzuki.
Okay, Jake.
I actually was thinking with the logic that they're going to need to set up challengers for Suzuki, and Ishii's always in the never open weight title picture. So I actually think Ishii's going to get this win on night 1.
I agree. I also chose Ishii because, he's like one of the best ever to compete in the G1. He always gets the big wins over the biggest opponents.
That's fair. But like there are bigger opponents in this block, though. I mean, will he win? We'll get to that later, though. And this is
we'll get to that later.
Yeah, co-main's up next, though.
All right, co-main event, we have Shingo Takagi taking on Jay White. Stel, who you got?
Jay White. Like, I hate picking against Shingo here, but like it's his first match in like a New Japan like arena, like in Japan. I think they just want to start him off well, and I think that theme will continue.
I'd have to agree. I also chose Jay White.
It's fair to see. Oh, go ahead, Jake.
I keep picking against Shingo, but this is Jay White's first match back in Japan.
It's literally all the same reason.
He's not losing.
Yeah, that
All
was
right.
that's as much as I hate doing that, it's kind of easy, that one. All right, and then
Yeah.
the main event. Ooh, this is a spicy one.
I'm gonna say mine
Already.
last.
Okay, you're gonna say yours last. Yeah, this is the Wrestle Kingdom Night 1 main event rematch. So I'm gonna say draw. I'm gonna say
night 1.
it's 30 minutes. Like, do you want either of these guys taking a fall right away? Like these big names. Like, I don't think either of these two can really get a clean loss. Is my thinking. So maybe have a draw, so it kind of evens them out. I don't know. That's what I would think. But what do you guys think?
I also said draw. I think they're trying to do something special and something surprising on night 1.
Mm-hmm. All right, Jake, what are you thinking though? Because you
It's,
seem to have something else.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be a draw because you mentioned it earlier, but Okada's had an interesting 2020 since he lost at Wrestle Kingdom.
Mm-hmm. He's
So
been
I think
mostly a
they're gonna,
mid-card guy.
I feel like they might tell this storyline where he gets off to a slow start and he has to rattle off wins. So I think Ibushi's going to win on night 1.
Fair enough. That's definitely a fair enough. It could be like a slow redemption arc in that instance.
Plus, they got to heat Ibushi back up as a singles guy because he was just doing this tag team with Tanahashi for like
Good, like, yeah, like a good, like 7 months in the tag division, and I think he's more than that. But Eric already explained that theory, so let's go on to the next night. Are we doing A block again, or we switch over to B?
B block. We're doing night by night.
So night by night. So let's go over to the B block side of things. This is night 2 we're going to. So on night 2, Eric, you want to take the floor again?
Yeah, so the first match of this night is Juice Robinson taking on Yoshihashi. And I chose Juice Robinson because, it's also his first night back in Japan, and it's Yoshihashi.
Yeah, same here. I picked Juice Robinson. Like I said, much as Yoshihashi is getting those wins lately, I just feel like it's Juice Robinson's first night. He should get a win and just get that feel good moment, get him back.
Yeah, I really don't need to go into detail. This is an easy first win for Juice back, in my opinion.
All right, and moving on to the next match, we have Toriano taking on Sonata.
This is happening already? Shit, I might have to change my pick. So originally I did say Toriano, I'm not going to lie, because he could troll and get the win, but I actually intended to change now because it's happening this early. So my thinking was that Sonata would have a hot start. He'd look strong, like middle of the road. He runs into Yano, but then he loses via count out. But I feel like they'll start him out good, and he'll just beat Yano like in 6 minutes. So I'm gonna go with Sonata on this one.
All right. Jake?
I honestly don't know because Yano, he always gets those big wins, like those fluky wins on the early nights over one of the top guys. And I honestly don't know. Like, you know what? I'm just going to stick it safe. I'm going to pick Sonata. I don't think this is going to be the night where Yano gets that win.
I picked Yano for this one.
Yeah, I'm so worried about this one now. Like, if this was later, I would have said Yano.
Yeah, if Yano didn't just win KO King of Pro Wrestling, then obviously Sonata would have won. But since he just won the KOPW, it's Yano for this one.
Oof, I'll think about this one some more after.
All right,
it's such a stupid way to start.
Right.
I'm not confident in this pick of Sonata.
Oh boy. Let's see. Going up next.
Next match, we got Hiroki Goto taking on Kenta.
Ooh, Wrestle Kingdom rematch. Goto again, because I feel like I said, he might have a strong showing and keep him strong. I also feel like the size difference may be big, but there's also the nature of Bullet Club running in. But they're also booked again in the next match.
Jake?
All right, so you are right. This is a Wrestle Kingdom rematch, but I think since Kenta's got the briefcase, he's coming back now. I think that he's going to get his win back from Wrestle Kingdom over Goto.
I have to agree. I also picked Kenta. Again, this is going to be very Bullet Club heavy. I think everyone's going to be battling for the leader of Bullet Club. Kenta has just won the New Japan Cup USA. He has the US title opportunity. I just don't think he can be stopped that easily at this time.
Yeah, I know. Like, I'm not gonna have Kenta in a prominent way, but like, cause he has something else going on right now. Is my main thinking, because like he'll have that title shot no matter what.
This
so like,
is true.
It's hard, but let's go to the next one. Co-main
event, it is Zack Saber Jr. taking on Evil.
Evil in this one, I think. He just lost the belts. He kind of had to bounce back in some kind of way, whether it be clean, dirty. I just think Evil kind of needs a way to bounce back, and this could be a way to do it.
Jake?
This is honestly another toss-up because it's heel versus heel, and those matches in New Japan are like, you don't know how they're going to go most of the time. Since I have a theory about what will happen on the next B block night. I think Evil's gonna take the night one win for B block as well.
Yeah, I agree with you guys. I think Evil's gonna take this one too. I think they're gonna book Evil pretty strong throughout this whole thing.
I
After
agree.
winning the New Japan Cup and having the double belts, he's gonna be booked pretty strong. And now let's move on to our main event. It is Hiroshi Tanahashi taking on Tetsuya Naito.
Oh, they really stacked these night one main events for both.
Oh, yeah.
It took two. Like this is a Dominion last year. Then we had the Wrestle Kingdom main event at night one, just in the previous night.
Mhm.
So this one, it's gonna be great. Don't get me wrong, but Naito's winning this one. He just won the belts. It's kind of like what I said for Evil. He just won this time. He just won the belts back, and now he's gonna go on this big run in the G1. This is a good way to start it by beating the Ace. I think it's easy as that. Jake, what do you think?
Yeah, this is pretty straightforward. It's going to be a great match, but Naito just won the belts back and the champion usually never loses on the first night. So yeah,
Maybe a
Naito.
weird way to start. I mean, it's Tanahashi to be fair, but I think it's just Naito has to win.
The champion never really loses on night one.
Yeah, I agree with you guys. I also chose Naito because obvious reasons.
Mhm.
Because Tanahashi this is going to be a year where he doesn't do that well.
Which is going to be rough. All right, let's go over.
Oh,
So that's
boy.
the first night of B block.
B block.
So let's go over to the second night of A block. Here we are. All right, so bottom up as usual. Let's do it.
So let's start off. We got Jeff Cobb taking on Shingo Takagi.
So Shingo Takagi, I think, is going to win this one. Just get him going again after maybe possibly losing on night one. And yeah, I think this would be more of like a Haas fight, but this should be really fun.
All right, so Shingo just lost the never open weight title. I do think Jeff Cobb will get some wins later in the tournament because he's now signed to New Japan. But Shingo lost the never title. He lost on night one. I think he's going to get his first win of the G1 here. He's going to beat Jeff Cobb.
Yeah, I'm also agreeing with you guys. I do believe Shingo is going to get this win.
Yep.
And then moving on, we have a rematch from Dominion is Kazuchika Okada taking on Yujiro Takahashi.
Such a
Oh my
random
God.
match. Okada in about 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, Okada in like a squash, pretty much.
Pretty much. It's a second match.
Agreed.
It's a second match.
Okada's
Agreed.
not going 0-2 in my book, and especially not to Yujiro.
Absolutely
Yeah.
not. So
Then moving on, we have Suzuki-gun Civil
yeah,
War.
this is a big fight.
The Battle
Yeah,
of Suzuki-gun.
get the King Minoru Suzuki taking on the Holy Emperor Taichi.
So it's not going to be Taichi Gun this night. I think Minoru is winning this one just to keep his leadership in tow. Especially if Taichi wins night one, Minoru's going to put him back in his place.
This match is going to be so much fun because they're going to like try and out BS the other, like Suzuki with his chairs, Taichi with like his iron fist and like all his other weapons. But this is going to be a match where the leader pretty much tells Taichi, this is still my group, and Suzuki's going to win. He's going to be 1-1
yeah.
for me. after
Absolutely. Agree. Absolutely agree. And now let's move on to our semi-main event. We have the Stone Pitbull, Tomohiro Ishii, taking on Will Osprey.
Ooh, this is a tough one to call. This is a really tough one to call.
Ishii, just because I feel like he's going to have a better showing than Osprey. That's just how I feel, though.
I don't know, genuinely. Like, Ishii always gets off to a strong start most years, but I feel like Osprey's going to have a really strong showing in the G1 this year.
Fair enough. It's tough, though, but I just have a feeling it's going to be Ishii in this one.
I'm gonna pick Osprey to win.
Okay.
Over
Okay.
All right. I picked Ishii for this one.
Okay, fair enough. And main event. This is another Wrestle Kingdom rematch right here from night 2.
Yes.
And this is what helped me clinch my Wrestle Kingdom victory. Sorry, and this
No,
made
no,
it.
it was Gato that helped you clinch your Wrestle Kingdom victory.
Look, you went to SmackDown
Yeah,
anyway.
Gato do the
Look,
character.
you went to SmackDown with me anyway. It all worked out.
Mhm.
All right, but no, it's Kodabushi versus Jay White. Who did I say in this one? Oh yeah, no, I know who I said in this one. I'm gonna say I picked Jay White again. So he's gonna beat him again. It may not be clean. It might not be, but I'm just gonna say, he's really gonna come back in a big way, and this is a way to start it. All I gotta say.
Yeah. Obviously, Ibushi won in the G1. Jay White won at Wrestle Kingdom. I think Jay White makes it 2-1 over Ibushi in singles matches.
Woof.
Jay White's going to get off to a really strong start. He's going to be 2-0.
I do have to agree. I picked Jay White for this one.
Yeah, I think it's just a safe pick, even though like I said, it might not be clean. We never know, but we'll see.
Mhm.
Gato's definitely going to get involved again.
Yep. So let's that's night 2 of A block. So let's head back over to the B block for what is night 4 in total, but night 2 of B block. You can all do the math in your own way.
All right. So starting from the bottom to the top, we have Hiroki Goto taking on Sonata.
What did I say? Oh yeah, since
Down for night 1 over.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go with Sonata here. So especially if he gets counted out night 1, he's gonna want to probably come in mad, open night, or at least show emotion. Maybe we'll talk about that more later on. That's gonna happen. So, but yeah, I think Sonata will probably get the win, maybe submission or maybe some cheeky pin. But Sonata.
Yeah, I hate to keep putting all these losses on Goto already, but look at how they're pushing Sonata compared to Goto. I mean, I just can't see Goto winning this match. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Sonata's going 2-0.
Yeah, I'm agreeing with you guys. It's Sonata.
It's a pretty easy one. All right, next up, this is another interesting one.
Yep, we got Hiroshi Tanahashi taking on Toriano.
Let's see. Let's see. What did I say him for this one? I did say Tanahashi for this one. It could be quick. So when Yano loses a match, it's usually very quick. And
usually what happens if he wins a match, it's quick. If he loses, it's a longer match.
Okay, but only a couple minutes from what I remember. But so I'm just gonna say Tanahashi. I just feel will he lose to Yano of all people? I know he might lose a couple, but I don't know if it's gonna be to Yano. I feel like he needs some wins. I think this is one of the easier ones to do, especially if Yano wins night 1.
Okay, listen. Eric did mention that they are telling the story that's gonna be the downfall of the Ace, pretty much. And I feel like Tanahashi every year gets off to a slow start in the G1, and then he starts to win some matches there in the middle. So. And I did pick Yano to lose night 1, so I'm gonna pick Yano over Tanahashi.
God damn it.
Jake, I'm gonna agree with you. I'm taking Yano for this one.
Sedge.
Tanahashi's gonna come in, start with low confidence, and then he's gonna get some wins in between to pick up his confidence. But
it's gonna come crashing down. It's gonna hurt inside.
I honestly have the same philosophy now, looking at how these blocks are.
I'm so sad. All right, next we have
Juice Robinson taking on Kenta.
Pretty sure I picked Kenta I picked Kenta for this one, just because Kenta, like I said, won the cup in the U.S. It's a very U.S. matchup too, because I don't think it happened over there though, because he was injured. But still, I think Kenta will get the win here.
Yeah, Kenta's back, and obviously Kenta's higher on the totem pole than Juice Robinson.
Mm-hmm.
And this is going to be his second match back. They're going to want to keep booking him strong. Kenta for the win.
I agree. I also picked Kenta. Moving on to our semi-main event, we got Yoshihashi taking on Evil in a battle of the ages.
Very big fight feel. This is the co-main event. I'm just gonna say Evil, just to keep that dominant streak going. Keep getting those big. I mean, it's not a big win, but it's still he gets those wins up, make him look good after what happened. Maybe it could be a squash match for all we know, but just keep those wins coming.
Mm-hmm.
As Eric said, it's gonna be very Bullet Club heavy. Jay White's 2-0, Kenta's 2-0, and I think Evil's gonna be 2-0 as well. So give me Evil over Yoshihashi.
Poor pickles. Moving on to our main event, we have Tetsuya Naito taking on Zack Saber Jr.
Let's see. I have another Naito victory here. I don't think he's gonna lose till probably later on, but I think he's gonna get another win. Another good way to end another night of the B block with a Naito win.
This is tough because I said they're gonna need a challenger for Naito after this G1 as usual, but the champion doesn't usually lose later into the tournament now that I think about it. So, and I see two people who I think could be that loss later in the tournament. So Naito's going to get another win, but it'll be a very good match, obviously.
Yes. I also agree with you guys. It's going to be Naito. I think ZSJ is going to work over his knees very well. So that could have effects later on, especially the upcoming nights. Mm-hmm. But yes, I have Naito and Evil winning basically almost every night, so I think they're going to be head to head.
Basically, almost the same.
Yeah. With what happened at Summer Struggle, I feel like we're pretty much primed for another big Evil Naito match.
Yeah, it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. So I mean, it has to happen.
Just to keep that rivalry going.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, that rivalry.
All right.
End.
Let's go back to the A block now.
Moving on.
A block night 3
of A block.
Let's see.
God.
Another main event where it's God damn, are they really gonna do this? All right, let's go for the bottom.
From the bottom to the top. we have Taichi taking on Yujiro Takahashi.
Oh man, this match is gonna stink.
It's gonna be so dumb, but Taichi's winning this one. Because I'm sorry. So that bunny can get involved all she wants. Just Taichi can do something stupid and he's gonna win.
Yeah, it's gonna be just like a bunch of. There's really not gonna be that much actual wrestling in this match. It's gonna be a bunch of like dumb cheating, and yeah, Taichi's definitely gonna win for obvious.
I picked Yujiro for this one just to give
him
a win.
Listen, Yujiro's got a. Yujiro.
I do have him at 0 points in mind. I'll just say that right now.
You make a fair point though. Yujiro is gonna have to get a win at some point because I can't see him finishing with like 0 points. He's gonna have to win one.
In a recent interview, he gave a speech is like, "It was my first G1 in 4 years. I'm finally going to be a real pro wrestler again." So I think he is going to get a couple points. And then also Taichi in that interview was just like, "No, I really don't care. But you know what? I'm excited, but I'm going to try." But I think this one's he's not going to be focused on, and he's going to take a loss.
Okay, fair enough. Let's see. The next one should be fun because it's Jeff Cobb and Suzuki.
Jeff Cobb taking on yes.
So we didn't mention how Jeff Cobb got signed, right? This
Yes.
is where he gets a big win. He's going to beat Minoru Suzuki.
Ooh, yeah.
That's all I'm going to say.
You know what? I was thinking that before you even said it. I think it's going to be, obviously very hard hitting, but Suzuki needs challengers for after Wrestle Kingdom. And he's got Ishii, and I think we'll add Jeff Cobb to that list too. Because I think he's going to beat Suzuki, and he's going to get his first points of the G1 in this match.
Interesting. I did say Suzuki on this one.
Fair. I mean, it's not an easy one to make.
Yeah,
honestly.
I think I just went with my gut on that one.
It could go either way, honestly.
Yeah. And then moving on to the next match of the night, it is Kota Ibushi taking on Tomohiro Ishii in what should be a hard-hitting
This is going to be a very stiff match. I think Ibushi's winning because just keep that singles heat coming back to him. We'll get some wins. And yeah, let's just continue that push for him.
Same here. Ishii against guys like Ibushi, he always puts up great matches, but he rarely wins. Plus, Ibushi lost to Jay White. He's going to bounce back. So yeah, give me Ibushi as well.
I also picked Bushi.
He's not in here.
Jeez, I am not going. I'm not doing
it's
the
okay.
talking good.
Well, that's LIJ today.
So now moving on to a samurai main event, we have Will Osprey taking on Shingo Takagi in a rematch from the Best Super Juniors final.
One of the best matches of 2019.
That was supposed to happen in the New Japan Cup.
It was supposed to be round 1 before COVID happened, and I got sad. So yeah, it did. But hey, it's slowly getting better in Japan at least. So here, this is hard. This one, I'm pretty sure. I did say Shingo gets his win back from Best of Super Juniors. I think, it's a good rivalry, but I think Shingo could get some more heat, and I do have him in for a big performance in this G1, so I'm going to go with Shingo.
Yeah, I was saying the exact same thing. Osprey, I had getting off to a 2-0 start. I think this is where he eats his first loss. Shingo gets his win back from the G1, and they're both at 2-1 after the third night of A-Block action.
I agree with both of you guys. I also picked Shingo.
Nice.
And now moving on to our main event, we have Kazuchika Okada taking on Jay White in what should be a great match.
I'm going to go first. Jay White wins clean.
Oh, man. They really had to put this match on night 3.
I know, this should have been towards the end, honestly, but, they're blowing the load.
I said I think they're going to continue. Okada's going to get off to a bit of a slow start like he did in a previous G1 before. I forget which one it was. The one we had like the balloons and the red hair.
Oh yeah, that was the redemption arc. That was 2018, wasn't it? Yeah,
because he went to all out like that.
Yeah, because that's when he lost to Omega and Dominion. That's where everything changed.
How weird his year has been. I think this is going to continue. Yeah, Jay White's going to be 3-0 after tonight. He's going to be like,
damn,
the guy left in this block.
You know what? I also said Jay White.
It's gonna be clean.
Clean.
Yeah, there it is.
I'm genuinely curious as to who I'm going to pick to give Jay White his first loss.
I know who I picked. I think you guys will like it.
I know who I picked.
Hopefully, I hope it's the same as me. We'll get to it.
All right.
It could be.
All right, that's A block. That's a big night of A block. Not gonna lie.
Yeah,
it's a really
moving on
big
to night 3 of B block.
Switch my sheets.
Ooh, okay. We got a.
That's an interesting main event.
Yes.
God, that's semi-main event though.
Oh man, I'm gonna have to give another loss to Goto. Spoiler.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. All right, but let's say Eric takes the floor again.
Starting from bottom to the top, we have Yoshihashi taking on Sonata in our opening match.
Sonata, especially if he has like a slow start, Sonata definitely needs to win this.
Yes.
Yeah, Sonata's going to be in the Jay White category. I think he's going to be 3-0. He's going to beat Yoshihashi.
I also agree. I also picked Sonata. And now moving on to our next match, we have Zack Saber Jr. taking on Kenta.
Ooh, this is another tough one. I picked Kenta just to keep his momentum going, make him look good for whatever comes next, probably for the match versus Moxley at some point, but Kenta will win this one.
All right, so I had Kenta starting off 2-0. I have ZSJ starting off 0-2. I think ZSJ is going to get on the board. He's going to he'll tap out Kenta.
Tap out Kenta?
Tap
big.
Out, okay.
Damn, that's big.
If anything, I would have said he would have done that sneaky pin thing he does.
Oh wait.
Oh yeah, that too.
He has that finisher he does in the pin. So yeah, but I do think he'll beat Kenta somehow.
Okay. I chose Kenta because he's got to look strong.
Yeah,
Moxley
make him look good
and fighting for the Bullet Cup crown.
Yep.
That is a fair point, but I think ZSJ is going to pick. I haven't pulled off the upset, so we'll see.
All right. Now moving on to our next match, we have Hiroshi Tanahashi taking on Juice Robinson.
All right, Tanahashi. I imagine he'll win this one, right? If he's gonna win something, it should be this one, right? If we're gonna be in,
start, but he's not gonna be.
Okay, this will be a win. I think Tanahashi should win this one, or will win this one.
Yeah, Tana's not starting 0-3. He's gonna get. This is gonna be like a really good match, but he's gonna get his first win over Juice. It's like a winnable match.
Oh, Eric disagrees. I can already tell.
I picked Juice Robinson for this one.
Oh my god.
No hate for Tanahashi, but this is just how the storyline is going to work.
How can you hate Tanahashi to begin with? I'll just let that.
I don't. But this storyline this is how it's going to work.
I have him losing to Yano. He's not.
Yano makes sense considering how he is.
Yeah.
Yeah. And of course, he's not beating Naito night one.
Yeah. No. All right. Then speaking of
Yano. We're moving on to a semi-main event where we have Toriano taking on Evil.
Yeah, it's going to be a bad night for Yano here. I think he's going to get destroyed in a couple minutes, and Evil's going to win, just to keep it going. I don't think it's going to be this is his big win. I assume that for later.
All right, so yeah, I had Yano beating Tanahashi, but after he lost the belts, they're going to book Evil especially strong right away to establish that he's here to stay as a main event guy. So yeah, Evil's going to be 3-0 after that.
Yeah, I also chose Evil.
Poor Yano.
And now moving on to our main event, we have Hiroki Goto taking on Tetsuya Naito.
This will be really good. I will say that. I think this will be a great match, but Naito's going to win this one. Sorry, Goto, but you're going against a double champion. Can't really give you the win there, can you?
Poor Goto again, man. He always puts on great matches, especially with Naito, but yeah, he loses pretty much every match.
He loses a lot. But, that's how it be sometimes.
Especially to Naito, so yeah.
I wouldn't be too upset about losing this, though.
Naito will be 3-0, and Goto will be 0-3, sadly.
All right, now we're moving on to Night 4 of A Block.
Ooh, Night 4. I'm going to switch over back to the A.
Oh, that main event.
Here we are. That's going to be fun. That's one of my top 5 matches, right. I think.
I think I found Jay White's first loss.
Who is he? Ooh, I actually thought about the same thing here. So, but I don't think I went with it. So... I have somebody else in mind.
It could happen.
But let's go back to Eric.
All right, so we're going from bottom to top. We got Minoru Suzuki taking on Yujiro Takahashi.
Yujiro's gonna get killed.
I'm so sorry, Yujiro, but I'd be worried for your bunny as well. But yeah, Suzuki's winning here.
I don't see a single win for Yujiro unless
he has to get something in. But yeah, Suzuki's
they got to give
win.
him something.
Suzuki.
All right.
Yeah, moving on. He's gonna kill Yujiro.
Yeah.
Poor guy.
All right, next match we have Kota Ibushi taking on Jeff Cobb.
Ooh, this is a sneaky
this match. Yeah, this match isn't high up the card, so I just feel like Ibushi's just gonna win this one.
Yeah. The card placement plays a role in when upsets happen, and
pretty
Ibushi,
much
when he loses, it's usually high up on the card, obviously. So yeah, it'll be a good match, but Ibushi's gonna win.
Yeah. Also, when you're looking at not just where are they on the card, but what is their upcoming schedule?
Yeah, that too.
They got coming up,
which I didn't take it much into account for. So
when I look at the G1 schedule, I look at the crowd card placement more than upcoming schedule, if I'm being honest.
Okay. All right. Next up,
we have Kazuchika Okada taking on Taichi.
This is a rematch from New Beginning and Sapporo. I remember this match. I just think Okada should get this win. I don't think Taichi will beat him. Just to get Okada, you had a rough start, but let's start giving you something.
Yeah, I had Okada getting off to a slow start. I think this is where Okada is going to start racking up win after win after win, pretty much. So yeah, give me Okada as well.
Yeah, I also chose Okada. And now moving on to our semi-main event, which I think it's gonna be interesting. We have Will Osprey taking on Jay White.
Okay, so originally I had Jay White, but thinking about this more, he's going to be 3-0, and Osprey has a loss. Maybe we start evening the playing field now. We can't have him run away just yet. So I will change my pick over to Osprey, much as I didn't want to originally. But now I think it's this early, and considering what they did for the first 3 nights, I'm going to go with Osprey.
Yeah, I said this before. I think Will Osprey is going to finish near the top of the block when it comes to the A block, especially now that he's a full-time heavyweight and has dropped any semblance of junior heavyweight. So yeah. Plus I think he has built-in history with Jay White already from like Ring of Honor and
probably some other independent stuff, I'd imagine.
Once in New Japan, I think, in like 2019.
Okay, I have to find that match.
Yeah, I think Osprey. He's gonna hand Jay White.
Sorry.
I think you're good.
No, I think Jay White's getting handed his first loss to Will Osprey.
I would have to agree with both of you. I also chose Osprey because I think Osprey needs to get this big win. But then looking at Jay White's upcoming schedule, like it's not a big deal if he loses to Osprey here.
Yeah, he'll still have knocked off like 3 of the bigger names, or like
exactly.
So it's like he'll be able to rebound in some way, which we'll get to. But that main event. This is one of my top 5 matches I'm looking forward to in this block. So it is going to be the Stone Pitbull taking on the Dragon. What are we thinking?
I just watched New Japan NJPW Best Bounce on Fight Volume 2, and the last match on there was Ishii and Takagi from last year's G1.
Who won that? Did Shingo win that one?
Shingo won that match.
Yeah, yes. Shingo has won their first 2 matches, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
He's yet to get a win over Shingo.
But he defended the Never Belt. He also defended the Never Belt against him, right?
Yeah, in like February before the lockdown.
Yeah. Yep. So I do have Shingo winning here as well. I'll continue his lead over him, and just to continue that strong performance that I want him to have in the G1.
Honestly, I don't know. Like when it's Ishii Shingo in a match like this with none of them are champions, like it's honestly a toss-up. But yeah, I think Ishii, like he's gonna get like a big win or 2 over like a big name like he does every year, but he usually doesn't finish that strong in terms of actual points. So yeah, I think Shingo's gonna start 3-1. I think he's gonna beat Ishii.
I disagree with both of you. I believe Ishii's gonna pick up this win.
Yeah, fair enough to get that win back after all this time.
Yeah, absolutely.
I was thinking about picking Ishii because he's got to get one.
I could see it. Like this is actually a tough one. I could see that happening though.
Yeah, I'm not confident in this one.
All right, now we're moving on to night 4 of A block. Night 4 of B block.
All right, so what do we got? Ooh, that main event.
Ooh, yeah.
We'll get to that briefly, but
that main event, man.
I'll get to that, but Eric, you have the floor.
All right, from bottom to the top, we have the first match. We have Juice Robinson taking on Toriano.
What did I say for this one? Yeah, I actually said Juice here, though I could see Yano getting the win. Oop, that's a lot.
The fuck?
That's an email. That's gonna be edited out probably. So yeah, this actually could be something where Yano wins, but it wouldn't be like a big win if he won. So I think I'm gonna go with Juice just to give him something going after probably getting some losses early on. But what do the rest of you think?
Wait a minute. I forgot for a minute. Who is Juice facing on night 2? Because I have him losing to Tanahashi, but I have him losing to someone else before.
He takes on. Can't remember.
Oh, I forgot who it was. It was Kenta, wasn't it?
Yeah, I have him losing to Kenta and Tanahashi back to back, but I think Juice will get another win.
Eric said no, so I don't think that's right.
Oh wait, never mind.
Yeah. It was Kenta.
You're right.
It was Kenta. All right, it's Kenta.
Yeah, I got Juice winning this one to open up the night.
Okay.
Eric, did you say yours, or are you still waiting? Because I said mine.
What was yours, Stel?
I said Juice.
All right. I disagree with both of you. I chose Yano.
Yeah, it's just like it's because it's him. I'm like, he's gonna do something.
Like it's Yano. You never know when he's gonna win and lose.
I think this is gonna be a very comedy match.
So yeah, it's just because they're both like very prominent characters in New Japan, so it's very much possible that could happen. I just feel like Juice needs something. Like he's gonna start pretty rough, so this could be it, but you never know.
Mm-hmm.
Next match should be a lot more interesting though.
Yeah, we got Hiroki Goto taking on Zack Saber Jr.
God, I'm sorry, Goto, but again, I picked ZSJ.
Really?
I picked ZSJ in this one. Yeah,
Really? You
I'm
think Goto's going 0-4?
Yeah, I feel fucking terrible now. I picked ZSJ. I think ZSJ, even though he's a tag team guy, could use something. Like I know he's a very different wrestler to the rest of the field here, but I just think he's gonna get this one. Plus, it's a lower card match. I just feel like they'll have the heel get the win, especially if either face wins in the first match.
I feel like Goto's due for one at this point. Plus, CSJ can rebound pretty easily, regardless of if he loses. So I think, Goto's finally going to get his first win.
I also chose Goto to get his first victory because also in an interview before this, along with Taichi, ZSJ said he was really focusing on the tag belts and making them more prominent in New Japan.
That's fair because ever since like God lost him, it's kind of been. I feel like it's been such like a second thought.
Mm-hmm.
Could Goto team with someone from Chaos to maybe challenge ZSJ and Taichi?
It would be Ishii, I imagine, as someone.
Yeah, that could be good. That could be good.
It depends what happens. It really depends what happens here. Moving on though, it's a very it's Chaos versus Taguchi Japan. It looks like.
Yeah, we have Hiroshi Tanahashi taking on Yoshihashi.
I have Tanahashi here because I don't feel like he should definitely not lose to Yoshihashi, but I feel like I'm about to be told why it's gonna happen instead.
Yeah.
I don't want to do this to him, man. But I'm already being laughed at, so I think I know who he's picking.
Nah, he's not. He can't be picking against Tanahashi. No way.
I don't know, man. It looks like it's 2 versus Eric. What do you got?
Okay, I chose Tanahashi for this match.
Okay, I was about to be really concerned.
This is the match where he's gonna get a win. He's gonna get some confidence back, start kind of building himself back up, and
we'll play some air guitar.
Yeah. Well, no, because he's not in the main event.
That's true. It's not Wrestle Kingdom, so
yeah. And now moving on to another very interesting match, we have Kenta taking on Evil.
Bullet Club Civil War are popping up now. I said Evil here. Just I know he's the newer guy in the group, but he's definitely, like I said, just lost the belts. He's still. I don't think he's gonna lose till later on. And I think you got to keep him strong, keep him leading the block, and create some concern. Like, ooh, is he gonna clean sweep? That sort of thing.
Jake,
hold on. Sorry about that.
It's okay.
Who did you pick, Stel?
I picked Evil.
All right, actually, I don't think Evil's going 4-0. I think Kenta's gonna beat him here to create some.
Wow,
ooh, that's a big buzz. That's big. Will it be clean?
Nah, it'll be with some help from because I feel like they're gonna do a storyline where the Bullet Club split between Kenta, Jay White, and Evil.
But who's gonna help Kenta?
Would be God if they're even allowed in.
Maybe Jado? I don't know.
Oh, that's fair.
Jado's not gonna go against Gato.
Let's say it's actually kind of tough. Or Dick Togo.
Look, I'm sticking with Kenta.
Okay.
All right.
Interesting.
I chose Evil for this one.
Yeah, I think it's just a safer bet, but I could see maybe he upsets him, but we'll see.
Yeah. And now moving on to our main event, going from Bullet Club Civil War to LIJ Civil War, we have
big match here
on Sonata.
Do I want to go first? Yeah. So Sonata's winning this. I have a feeling he's gonna win this, and this is what could tease that possible match. And this is also where Sonata starts to really get going. He beat Okada in a G1 too, didn't he? It's gonna happen again here. He's gonna be the big deal.
As I made it clear in the last podcast with New Japan Cup, I am not a fan of Sonata, to say the least. So,
yes, this is true. I'm not a big fan either, but I just see why they're pushing him. Plus, he has some storylines going on.
Just look at how he's been booked compared to other LIJ members. You can tell that they're very high on him. Whether I agree with it or not is a different story, but yeah, I think he's gonna once again get that win over the champion, and he's gonna be set up as a challenger post G1.
and he's gonna end Naito's undefeated streak.
It happened. Yeah, it happened with Okada. He had a title match against him, and he lost.
Yeah. Agreed.
Eric, what about you?
I'm surprisingly, I didn't know we were gonna all agree on this. I picked Sonata as well.
I think it's got to be like the one that Naito loses. At least one of the ones that he loses.
This is the one that sticks out to me as the match he's gonna lose.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because I don't see Naito winning the G1 for sure.
No, he's not. He's not going to win the G1. I don't think he needs to.
Yeah.
Like if he did win the G1, he should pick Hiromu as his opponent at Wrestle Kingdom because it's a match we never got.
Like when it comes to like whoever the heavyweight champion is, there's always like that one loss that derails them in terms of winning.
Exactly. So yeah, I think Naito is going to take this L here, and we'll see what happens next. And that's going to be that night of the B block. So let's head over back to the good old A block.
A block, night 5 at A block.
We're getting there, guys.
Alrighty, so go from bottom to top. We have Shingo Takagi taking on Yujiro Takahashi.
I'm so fucking sorry, Yujiro, but Shingo's gonna win this one. This is gonna be rough. Chasing the Dragon, yeah, that was probably one of the easiest ones of this whole thing.
Yujiro's about to get killed again.
Yeah, I'm so sorry, dude. At least, like, he won't threaten your girlfriend, at least.
I also agree. Yeah, moving on to Jeff Cobb taking on Jay White.
Ooh, this one looks fun. I think Jay White, especially if he loses to the last night, hey, he'll get some heat back, beat Jeff Cobb, which should be a cool match. Probably won't be clean, but I see him winning.
Yeah, Jay White obviously lost. I have him losing to Osprey. He's not going to lose back-to-back nights, I don't think. Jay White's like Jeff Cobb's like a guy who can like eat the fall to Jay White. So yeah, Jay White as well.
Yeah, also agree, Jay White. Now we're moving on to Kazuchika Okada taking on Minoru Suzuki.
I'm surprised this isn't main eventing one of the nights personally, but it's interesting in the mid-card position. What's up, Jake?
I'm surprised this isn't the semi-main event instead of.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Wait. What the hell? But I could see maybe, but I think Okada's gonna win this one. Just get that slow burn, get some good wins in. This will be like maybe continuing that or starting it. Who knows? What the rest do you think,
Jake?
Oh wait. You're wrong. Okada Suzuki. My
bad.
It's
middle of the show.
Yeah, Suzuki Okada is usually always a great match, but I mean, Suzuki's the never openweight champion. Okada's coming back into the heavyweight title picture. I think Okada's going to win this one pretty safely. I can say that.
Yeah, I agree with both of you, especially like where the match placement is.
Yeah, it's a mid-card match, which feels so weird. But let's see our semi-main event.
Let's move on to our semi-main event. We have Tomohiro Ishii taking on Taichi.
Let's see. I did pick Ishii. Just keep those wins going. I think he could use just another good win. I mean, it's not like a big win, but it's just like a good win to get in, especially if he has like a rough start. He'll win this one. I think I'm pretty confident on that one.
Yeah, as you said, the story is that Taichi, like, he really doesn't care. In a way, he's more concerned about the tag team titles. So, like, yeah, I think Ishii's going to win.
I also chose Ishii because it's obvious.
Yep.
And now moving on to our main event, we have Kota Ibushi taking on Will Osprey.
Ooh. This is a Wrestle Kingdom, I think, 13 rematch. Has opened the show, and
this is a good one.
Osprey win that match? I'm pretty sure he did, right?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, he won the never openweight title. So I'm gonna say Ibushi gets the win. Osprey will probably come in with some momentum from beating Jay White, feeling good about where he's going. But I think Ibushi continuing off that monster push, getting his momentum back, that he gets the win here and he continues his hot streak.
Yeah, same. I think like it'll be a great match, obviously, in like the main event.
Mm-hmm.
And I think coming off the big win against Jay White on the previous night, I think Osprey will lose this one to Ibushi as they continue to heat Ibushi back up as a singles guy. Yeah.
Yep. Eric, it leaves you.
Yeah, I agree with both you guys. I chose Ibushi to get the win.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Pretty standard.
And now,
moving on to
B block.
All right, so let's see. Ooh, interesting card here.
This is an easy bounce back win for Naito.
Yeah, where is he? Oh, yeah. Let's go from the bottom first. Okay, look, guys, you don't have to yell at me anymore. Goto will just beat Yano. We'll all be okay. I'll just say that right now.
Yeah, I did choose Goto to beat Yano.
After I had him starting off 0-3, I think Goto's going to like go on a bit of a winning streak. He beats ZSJ, and I think he'll beat Yano. Yeah.
Fair enough. Oh, and look at that! Another Wrestle Kingdom rematch coming up. From this year's show, we have Sonata and ZSJ. I think see that hot trick. He just beat the double champion. Sonata maybe even wins quick, considering how low on the card this is. Maybe we'll see.
All right, so I feel like after beating Naito, this could be like a bit of a letdown match for Sonata, if that makes sense. And ZSJ is like always like a prime candidate to like, he could sneak one with like that roll up pin.
Or that bridge pin he did at Wrestle Kingdom.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna pick ZSJ to win here, actually.
Ooh, okay.
I'm agreeing with Stel. I chose Sonata, coming off that big win after Naito, and I think he is getting kind of pushed to be like kind of that upper mid card guy.
It's fair enough.
Upper mid card main event.
Yeah. And now moving on to Juice Robinson versus Evil.
I'm sorry, Juice, but like, I know your gimmick is really colorful and it's really nice and all that, but everything is evil. Evil's gonna win this one.
Yeah, Juice is gonna put up a good fight, but he's here to eat the fall for Evil in this match.
Yep. Taking darkness.
You guys. Yep. Picked Evil for this one. Now moving on to our semi-main event.
Goddamn semi-main event.
Taking on Tetsuya Naito.
Oh man, the young upstart Yoshihashi taking on that dastardly Tetsuya Naito. Naito's gonna get a bounce back win here, maybe even quick, but I doubt that. I think Naito's just gonna get a win.
I'm curious as to how long this match is gonna go. How much?
I give it like at most like 12 minutes.
Yeah, considering the 30-minute time limit, they might actually go double digits, but yeah, Naito's gonna win for sure.
Yeah.
And I dig this main event. So we got Kenta and the Ace. And now looking at my paper right now, now I feel bad again. I think Kenta is gonna get the win here. Now that I think about this more, and now I'm really sad.
Tanahashi started off with 2 losses. He picked it back up with 2 wins. He's gonna come crashing right back down now. It's time.
And it hurts inside.
Kenta's gonna beat him again.
Wow. I've just with Tanahashi, I'm disagreeing with both you guys throughout this whole thing.
You got him winning. No, I'm happy. He's in the main event too.
I have Tanahashi winning this match after getting the win over Yoshihashi. He's getting more of his confidence back. Gets a pretty big win over Kenta, and we'll see what. And
you know what?
Kind of starts rolling.
I think I'll keep my pick at Tanahashi. Now that I think about it, because he was my original pick. So you can change it back to Tanahashi. It's on my spreadsheet too.
Mm-hmm.
Just like I hate picking against him right now. But that's the B block, and hey, maybe we'll see air guitar here. It's the main event, so
yes, we will see air guitar here, and he's gonna have his more confidence match. The fans are gonna be like, "Oh, we're gonna see it's the Ace of old."
They'll be all happy. They'll be all happy.
Yes.
Yep.
All right, moving on to the next night of A block.
Let's see what we got here.
Oh my god, that main
event. Even the mid card matches look nice too.
So going from bottom to top, we have.
Oh, Yujiro, I'm so sorry again.
Tomohiro Ishii take on Yujiro Takahashi.
Oh my god. No, he's so hard. This poor guy. Schedule. He goes into the arena every day. It's like, all right, so now you're facing Shingo, now you're facing Minoru Suzuki, and now you're going to face a Stone Pitbull. Good luck out there.
I'm just thinking, okay, maybe this is the night that Yujiro finally wins.
No.
I'm like, yep, he's gonna get the
no, he's losing here.
No,
Ishii's gonna get a win. It's gonna be easy. We're so terrible to this guy.
He has the worst schedule against, I think, out of anybody.
That's so rough.
Yep.
All right, now we're moving on to Kazuchika Okada taking on Jeff Cobb.
Ooh, this will be fun. I think Cobb could just have a really good showing here, but I think Okada's gonna win this one pretty confidently. It could be a good showing, though.
Jeff Cobb signed to New Japan, but he's pretty much just going to be the guy against the top guys that he'll put in a good showing, but he's really not going to win many of them, especially with
he'll look good
matches. So yeah.
It could be like Lance Archer. He'll look really good, but he won't win every match. That's happened to Lance last year.
Give me Okada. For sure.
Let's see.
Now moving on to our next match, which is Will Osprey taking on Minoru Suzuki.
Ooh, this would be really
good one.
Big contrast of styles here.
I was about to say that if there was a better definition of contrast of style, here it is.
Yeah, we got the aerial high octane offensive Osprey against like the very strike style character work of Suzuki. I'm gonna go with Osprey. Just give him another big win. He's had some big wins in G1. He beat Tanahashi last year. Getting like another big win here in Suzuki. Keep his momentum going.
Yeah, I could definitely see like Osprey's going to get a lot of big wins, as I said, and I think this will be another one, especially after he just lost to Ibushi. So yeah, he's going to beat. I think he'll beat Suzuki here.
Yeah, good rebound.
I'm disagreeing with both of you. I chose Suzuki.
Interesting.
Ooh,
We gotta
Interesting.
remember he's the never open weight champion, and he's got to prove that to the world.
But isn't
that
Osprey
he
still the
deserves.
Rev Pro champion? I mean, that,
Yeah,
to be
but
fair,
who really cares about Rev Pro?
ouch. I
Don't get
mean,
me wrong, I
we
want
just pissed off the UK viewers.
Don't get me wrong, I want Suzuki to win, but I'm just looking at it logically here.
All right, fair
And
enough.
all right, moving on to our semi-main event, we have Taichi taking on Jay White.
Oh, this is going to be
Now,
another one.
I just want what's coming up for Jay White. I want you to remember what I said. It's all about his upcoming schedule. It was starting off here.
So could Taichi cheat? It's the co-main event, so it's possible. And I don't have Taichi in many points, so if he doesn't really care, let's focus on the tag belts. So I'm gonna say Jay White here, just because, like, you know, his schedule. He's got the big names out of the way. Really start to, like, you know, calm down a bit, look good, go out there and just win.
Listen, Jay White had that big slate of like big names at the beginning. I think they could like tell the story that Jay White's very, you know, he starts to get exhausted a little bit tired from all those big names, and I think Taichi's actually going to sneak out a win here.
Wow.
Yes,
I think he cheats if he does win this.
This is
like,
my
definitely.
big upset of this night is Taichi beating Jay White.
But a heel's going to cheat on a heel to get the victory?
It's the Bullet Club. People don't like the Bullet Club.
Listen, they're going to try to.
But people don't like Suzuki.
They're going to try to out.
Sure, I don't like Taichi that much, so
Listen, they're going to.
he's more of a meme.
Yeah.
Either way, they're going to try to out cheat each other. We'll see what happens.
All right, and now moving on to our main event, we have Kota Ibushi taking on Shingo Takagi.
This match is
This
going
is
to
be insane. This is going to be absolutely insane, this match. And look,
sorry,
go ahead,
let me
Jake.
just say that this is going to be one of the best matches of the tournament. I'm just saying right now, for sure.
This is actually, I'd put this in my top 5 matches in the A block. I'm kind of surprised by that. It's probably an honorable mention at the very least. So I think Ibushi will win this, but it'll be a very good showing for Shingo. Like, he won't look bad in defeat. It's Kota Ibushi. He's going to look strong, getting those wins, just continue it going. We'll see how it goes in the end. But it'll probably be like a 20-plus minute match, but I think Ibushi just gets the win.
Be like an excellent match. I think it's going to be obviously like one of the best of the tournament, but yeah, Ibushi is going to win for sure.
I agree with both of you. It's going to be a very long match. It's going to be close to a draw, I believe, but I think Ibushi's going to get it in like less than a minute, so like 29 and 30 seconds.
Fair enough.
All right, now we're moving on to the next night, B block. Ooh, that first match though.
First match. It's chaos civil war in this one. Goto and Yoshihashi. So I'm gonna go with Goto. Just, you know, he needs to get those wins, especially if he has a rough start. Just, you know, easy way to do it here. Good babyface win. Start off.
Oh my god. Okay, so I gave Goto 2 consecutive wins.
Oh no.
I feel like Yoshihashi has to get one. He has to. I mean, I can't see him finishing with 0 points either. I think Yoshihashi pulls off the upset here.
Oh man, on Goto?
Upset of the. Yeah. I mean, we know where Goto is on the card. He's not like this main event guy.
That's true. He's kind of like the who's like a good person to compare him to. He is kind of like the Jericho in WWE. He's like Jericho in WWE. He puts over the younger guys, like that sort of thing.
I honestly was thinking he's more like Dolph Ziggler in a way.
Oh yeah, true. You know, he puts over a lot of guys. Good seller, has some decent offense. I think Goto's better offense, but you know.
I chose Goto for this match to get this victory. And
with Yoshihashi.
And wait, no, I will give Yoshihashi something by the end of it. It's all a story, and it would all make sense by the end of it.
This is
the headhunter
actually gets his win. Anyways,
I don't think it's right now is where he gets his win. But anyway, moving on to the next match is Toriano taking on Zack Saber Jr.
ZSJ. I'm just thinking. It could be like a quick tap out. Good night. Let's move on.
Yeah, same. ZSJ wins pretty easily.
Yeah, I agree with both you guys. ZSJ for the win. And now moving on, we have Sonata taking on Kenta.
Ooh, this should be interesting. Different, like, very striking style to a very submission style. I'm gonna pick Sonata. You know, keep that tear going. Keep them trying to make him look good. I can English. I'm trying to talk my best. Lots happening. But I'm going to go with Sonata, though I won't be too shocked if Kenta like sneaks out of one or if it's dirty. But I'm going to go with Sonata for this one.
Yeah, same. I would not be shocked if Kenta won, but yeah, I think Sonata is like the safe pick, pretty much.
I chose Kenta for this one.
Yeah, I don't blame you. I do not blame you.
Coming off a loss to Tanahashi and then losing to Evil twice, like 2 losses in a row, I don't think he can do that. And then Sonata will still look strong after beating Naito.
Yeah, sure. Because it's not like a bad loss. And Kenta, he won the New Japan Cup in the U.S., so it's like, is that really a bad loss for him? I know it's in the mid card, but still. So, okay, but let's move on. Co-main event looks interesting. Eric, you can take the floor.
We have Juice Robinson taking on Tetsuya Naito.
So I think this could be like a big showcase for Juice. You know, he's in there with the champion. Could be really good. Like, this is what he's all about. He gets these near falls and stuff like that. But I think Naito will get the win. Like, I just think, I don't think he's like a guy that can do it. But I think it'll be like a very like, ooh, can he do it? Get some hope spots. But no, Naito's gonna win.
Yeah, for sure. Like, Juice will get in a lot of good offense. He'll like get some like very close near falls that like makes you maybe question for a second if he'll pull it off. But yeah, I think Naito in the end gets the win for sure.
I also agree with Naito.
Mm-hmm.
And now moving on to our main event, we have Hiroshi Tanahashi taking on Evil.
I'm sorry, Tanahashi. I'm sorry, but Evil. It's just like, I think if you're gonna make Evil look like a monster, he's gonna take down the ace, make everyone really sad as he walks out, beating up Tanahashi in the ring.
Yeah. This is going to be Tanahashi's second straight loss to a Bullet Club member in the main event of a block night, unfortunately, as much as it saddens me.
Mm-hmm. I just think this is like one of the easier ones for him.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I also chose Evil. It's get a win over a big name like Tanahashi, make him look more like a monster. Kind of like Tanahashi's on the rise up. He just got 2 wins in a row, and then cuts him right off with Evil.
Yep.
I don't think there's anyone better to cut off Tanahashi's momentum than Evil. I originally did slate Tanahashi to win this, but I changed my mind.
I think Evil's easier. I think Evil's the easier one, considering like you want to be like the big monster, always be like in that top contention to win, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. Now moving on
back over
to A block.
Okay. Let's look at this. Interesting, man. That co-main event looks really... Oh, both the co-main look really good. So, let's go from the bottom.
So we have Tomohiro Ishii taking on Jeff Cobb in a Haas fight.
That's going to be awesome. I think that's going to be really good.
But no, what we do know is that we will see no broken necks because neither of these men have a neck. So
yes. Just look at how they're built. It's terrifying.
That is true. They're both too
Ishii has a really like small like lower frame, but like his upper body, it's a stone pitbull. It's just literally it lives up to that name.
Yeah, like both Cobb and Ishii, they're like small in like terms of height, but in terms of size, they're like
they make up for it. It's crazy.
Yes.
Literally like boulders. So I'm gonna go this one. I picked Ishii in this one, but I think he will put on a really good match with them. And Cobb will look good again, but I think Ishii will get another win.
You know what, Ishii? Cobb, I feel like is gonna get like at least 1, maybe 2 more big wins. I think this could be it. It doesn't really hurt Ishii to lose. Like he'll be fine. And like gets Jeff Cobb like a big win because now he's signed. He needs like a big win.
Fair enough. Yeah, fair.
I agree with Jake. That's my exact same reasoning. I chose Jeff Cobb. Ishii's not gonna get that hurt. They just signed Jeff Cobb. They want to put some fire under his belly. So yeah, I chose Jeff Cobb.
That's fine. All right, we got Bullet Club Civil War up next a Bullet Club fight for the ages.
Mm-hmm. So we got Jay White taking on Yujiro Takahashi.
God, I wonder how Gato's gonna. If Gato gets involved, I want to see how he does it here. It's got to be Jay White, right? Like, I don't think if Takahashi's gonna beat anybody, it's not gonna be the guy who's probably gonna win the block at this point. Like, probably. I don't know what you guys have.
Spoiler: in the battle of who's gonna take control of Bullet Club, Yujiro Takahashi takes control.
That's a plot twist. That's such a big plot twist.
That's an M. Night Shyamalan twist.
The Tokyo.
The Tokyo Pimp, and Gato steps away, and he's like just no longer in Bullet Club. Imagine. Oh my god! But no, Jay White's got to win this one.
I also have Jay White. For obvious reasons.
I have Jay White. I'm not even gonna explain why.
Exactly.
Me too.
We don't need to. It's just like, I'm sorry. Sorry, Tokyo Pimp.
All right, now we're moving on to our next match, which is Will Osprey taking on Taichi.
This is a,
Interesting dynamic here.
Very.
Again, like very slow paced guy. That's what Taichi is. Classic
know
old school
what that
heel.
is.
But Osprey should win this one, I imagine. Maybe he'll try and cheat with the Iron Fist, but no, I just think Osprey's gonna put him away.
this will just be another win for Osprey.
Pretty much. Standard night.
Yeah, I agree. I'm agreeing with both you guys. Osprey's getting the victory. Now moving on to our semi-main event, we have Kota Ibushi taking on Minoru Suzuki.
Let's say more big strikes coming our way, but I think in the end, the last man standing is going to be Ibushi. Though maybe Suzuki might have a chance, but I don't see it.
You know what? I think with this match being the semi-main event, Suzuki needs a big win to, like establish himself as like that never open weight champion, make that belt feel more important. So yeah, I'm going with Suzuki. To get
fair
the
enough.
win.
Jake's thinking that the upstart Minoru Suzuki needs to get the win.
Yes,
Never open weight champion. Ibushi
young-
also a former champion.
Yes, the blue chip prospect.
Yes,
Minoru Suzuki.
it needs that push.
I chose, so for this match, I did choose Ibushi to get the win.
Fair enough.
Yes.
It's kind of a toss up, but I think Ibushi's more likely, considering I don't think it hurts Suzuki that much. It's kind of like the Ishii thing.
Yeah.
Trust me,
But
I
the-
don't doubt you guys are picking Ibushi.
It's fine.
He can go
Like,
either
it's-
way. Honestly.
It's one of those ones that doesn't really I understand why. But this main event's going to be interesting, and I think this is going to go
Oh, yeah.
on long. I could see it.
Ooh, another big main event for Shingo.
hmm
Yeah, we got Kazuchika Okada taking on Shingo Takagi. And who
Yep.
you got, fellas?
So, again, Okada's, he's picking up steam. Going more like the prime Rainmaker we all know from the start of this year and all of 2019. But we got Shingo, who's having like a pretty decent G1, and I think it continues here. I don't think Shingo's going to win, but I think we'll see a 25-minute plus match. But in the end, Okada just ekes it out and beats Shingo after maybe a mistake he makes, and he capitalizes and he wins.
This will be another case where Okada gets pretty much taken to his limits, but in the end, the Rainmaker, most of the
Exactly.
time, he finds a way to pull it out. So,
Exactly.
give me Okada.
Gentlemen, I have some bad news for you. I'm disagreeing with you.
Oh my
I am
god!
choosing
Oh.
Shingo Takagi, the Dragon,
Wow.
to get a big win.
Don't get
That's
me wrong.
huge. That's
when the
huge.
Davis
I
match
don't
happens-
I want that to happen, but do I think it will happen? No, I don't think it will. But that'd be awesome.
For where Kazuchika Okada is right now in his career, Shingo's going to get the victory.
Listen, I don't think it will happen. But
He's
it
like
does happen.
34 though. He's still got a lot left.
He's still young, no, but where he is kind of in that stagnant.
In the kayfabe.
No.
In the kayfabe.
Yeah, the kayfabe.
Listen, I'll say this: I think Okada wins, but if Shingo wins, when I watch this match and I see Shingo get the win, I'm gonna.
It's gonna be
very-
crazy. That's gonna be like probably the match of the week too.
Yes.
for sure, 100%.
All right. Now moving on to B block action.
Switch back over. Here we are. Ooh, look at that main event. Familiar territory.
It's a pretty decent card.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the last three all have really good potential. But let's go from the bottom as we have. He's at it again. Everyone's favorite, Yoshihashi, taking on
Yoshihashi's
Zack Saber Jr.
Yoshihashi's
What are we thinking?
Hold on. Yoshihashi's like the curtain jerker for all of these cards, pretty much.
It's like him and
Except
Yujiro. What do you say, Eric?
Did have a couple semi-main event.
He did. So who did I pick here? I picked ZSJ here. I'm sorry again, Yoshihashi, but I just think if ZSJ can get some wins, I think he's one of the wins he'll easily get. But what are the rest of you thinking?
Yeah, this is another loss for Yoshihashi. Unfortunately.
Yeah, I'm agreeing. I'm giving the ZSJ this win.
Yeah. Let's see.
ZSJ,
Moving on.
I believe
though.
ZSJ is going to have a push the last couple weeks.
Yeah, I think he'll have a good
showing. Have a
showing.
push.
He'll have some good wins in.
Yeah.
So
And moving on to the next match, we have Toriano taking on Kenta.
does he do it here? Ooh. Actually, I feel like he might have a shot at doing it here. But I don't think I had him winning this one. Let's see. It is Kenta. Yeah, no, I had Kenta winning this one. Because I feel like Kenta is kind of like the no-nonsense guy who just put him away quick. And then, yeah, it's also early in the show. You have that good opener, but then you have a match to bring it back down for the next match. And I think Kenta will just win.
I think, I got Kenta winning as well.
But
I have
Eric?
him losing to Sonata, I think
Eric, I think I see something that's going to say Yano in that face.
My face does say Yano, so does.
Oh,
Yep.
I was
I-
thinking about taking Yano because, actually, I'm gonna change to Yano. You know what? Now I think about it, I'm gonna go with Yano. as well.
Oh my god. I wonder how he's gonna do this one. Tape his legs so he can't kick him.
Yano gets multiple big wins every G1 in Yano.
It's gotta happen. It's gotta happen. So it's gonna
It's
happen.
definitely gonna be, you know, a dirty Yano pin.
It's got it. A pin or count out. You know, you never know.
All right, now moving on. We have Juice Robinson taking on Sonata.
So another interesting, could be another good showing for Juice, but I just think Sonata's gonna put him in the skull end, and yeah, good night, Juice.
Yeah. Another good showing for Juice, but I don't think he wins here either.
Yeah, I agree with both you guys. I think Sonata's getting this win.
Mm-hmm.
And moving on to our semi-main event, we have Hiroshi Tanahashi taking on Hiroki Goto.
This should be really good, genuinely. I think this would be a really fun one. But I'm gonna go with Tanahashi here. It could be a toss-up depending on where we are by this point, but I think Tanahashi could get the win here.
Yeah, this is a toss-up considering I have them both in similar standing right now.
Mm-hmm.
I think Tanahashi is the safe pick, pretty much, at this moment.
Yeah, in the battle of the veterans, I did pick Tanahashi in this one.
Yeah, it's a tough one, but I think Tanahashi's got that one.
Yes.
And the main event, very recent matchup we've seen.
All right, so yeah, we have Tetsuya Naito taking on Evil, who Tetsuya Naito just reclaimed his double championships from.
Yes, this is true. Back at Summer Struggle. And I think Naito continues the streak here, actually. So I think Evil hasn't lost in my booking. I don't think he's lost yet in my booking. Yeah, not yet. So I think this will be his first loss in my booking. So he's been on a tear. The only guy that can beat him is the guy he lost the belts to. Naito puts that like dry spell against, or like that feud behind him, and puts away Evil here. And I'll talk about what happens with Evil later on.
Yeah, I pretty much had Naito like I don't think Evil's gonna get his win back this quickly over Naito.
Yeah, it could be maybe it's not like clean either. Maybe some LIJ guys help him out.
Booked very strong throughout, but I think this is where he takes like his second loss in my book. Yeah, I got Naito.
I have to disagree with both of you. I chose Evil for this match.
Ooh, okay.
Ooh.
So what would you say?
Yeah,
maybe this is his defense. Oh, it depends on who you have win the G1. That is.
Yeah, so I think this is Evil kind of getting a little bit more of a revenge. It would also keep their rivalry even further, and keep Evil's momentum going.
Fair enough.
Yeah. All right, now we're moving on to A block action.
All right, so moving back over to the A block, let's see what we got.
And we're starting off with a rematch from the G1 Supercard of Madison Square Garden.
Yeah, that's right. I remember seeing this match. It was pretty good, and this is where Jeff Cobb became a double champion in that match.
Yes, he did.
As we have Osprey, Cobb once more. And looking at my notes, I did pick Osprey getting his win back here. Keep those wins going. Keep that strong showing. Well, he won't win in the end, but just keep those wins going. Maybe Cobb might surprise us, but I feel like I have a better feeling in Osprey in this one.
Same here. I also have Osprey getting his win back from Madison Square Garden.
I'm disagree with both of you. I think Jeff Cobb has Will Ospreay's number and will get the victory.
Okay, fair enough. I mean, yeah, he has beaten him already, so can he do it again? Eric says yes.
Possibility.
Alrighty, now moving on to our next match is Kota Ibushi taking on Yujiro Takahashi. And if one of you says that this is where Yujiro gets his win, you are wrong.
Yeah, you're very wrong. It's going to be a Kamagoye, and your bunny's going to need to wake you up in a couple hours, mate. Ibushi's going to win this one. Pretty convincingly, I might add.
Mm-hmm.
I am picking you. No, just kidding. I'm picking Ibushi.
Yeah.
You almost had me.
Don't even joke. All right, now moving on to the next match, we have Shingo Takagi taking on Taichi.
I have Shingo. Like, maybe Taichi might win dirty, but to continue this hot streak that he's on. I mean, maybe in Eric's book, if he beats Okada, maybe Taichi can bring back down to earth. But I think here I have him losing to Okada, so I think he's going to keep rebound, get the win against Taichi, and move on.
Yeah, after that amazing showing against Okada, I think he'll bounce back here with a win. Even though he lost to Okada, but I think he'll get the win here over Taichi.
All right. I have different reasoning, but I also chose Shingo.
Fair enough.
Now moving on to our semi-main event, we have Minoru Suzuki taking on Jay White in a battle of bad guys, but two very different bad guys.
Yeah, one's just a maniacal bad guy in Suzuki, does crazy stuff all the time, versus like your more old school, conniving, like detestable heel.
More dickish Jay White.
Yeah, not Zack Saber Jr. levels, but still like an asshole. So I have this could be tough, but I think I did pick Jay White in this one. Keep that streak going. We want to keep him looking good before we get to the very end. So I'm gonna go with Jay White, though. It's gonna be very competitive, I feel, because these are both leaders of their respective factions, and it'll be really fun. Maybe interference, maybe it won't be dirty. Maybe it's heel versus heel, but you never know.
Yeah, I think like I could see something where like Suzuki is so hell bent on just beating up Jay White that Jay White sneaks out a win in conniving heel fashion, like a low blow, chair shot, blade runner, typical Jay White. So yeah, I think Jay White's winning this one too.
Yeah, I agree with you guys. I also chose Jay White. Just running up to the end here. Coming up, we only have like 2 more events each for each block, and coming up
So we're getting there.
We're getting there. Jay White's gonna look strong. And now moving on to our main event, we have a Chaos Civil War. We have Kazuchika Okada taking on Tomohiro Ishii.
This will be fun. So I believe I went for Okada here. So I think it's going to be a really, really good main event. I mean, looking at the two guys involved, I think they've always had good matches together. If they've wrestled before, I'm pretty confident they have. And yeah, it will be another great match. I just think Okada could use it a little more, considering he's trying to be towards the top of the standings in the end. So yeah, Okada.
Yeah, I agree. It'll be another great match, but I think Okada is going to take this one as usual.
I disagree with both of you guys.
You went for him. That's the big win.
I am just pulling big for Ishii in this G1 because just his record in G1s.
Yeah, fair enough. That's a big one there. Gets one over him, and he keeps it going.
I just have this mentality that Ishii's going to be like the guy who, like, obviously he puts on the best matches, but he's like doesn't really win as many.
Exactly. The workhorse.
Right. Exactly.
For sure.
Very, very intercontinental title.
Yeah, pretty much. And social distancing, guys. He'll be away from that IWGP title forever. Sad.
Oh, man.
Sad.
All right, moving on to B block action.
Ooh, that main event. Ooh, that's a pretty good upper card.
All right, so going from bottom to top, we have Yoshihashi taking on Kenta.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry, Yoshihashi, but Kenta, especially if he's pissed off this night.
Yeah.
Yup, another loss for Yoshihashi coming right up.
Yeah, sorry, Pickles.
Yeah, sorry, brother. Let's see. ZSJ and Juice up next. Very interesting dynamic here, but I think ZSJ is going to get this one. Maybe Juice might eke it out, but I think I'm going to go with ZSJ.
I'm thinking about it, and ZSJ's picked up a good amount of wins. Juice has yet to win like a big one. I think this will be Juice's big win of the tournament. I think he'll beat ZSJ.
I can see this one going either way, but I did pick ZSJ to get the victory.
Okay. Let's see. And then next up, oh man, this is a dynamic and a half. Clash champions here. Not the pay-per-view, but actual champions going at it. So because we got the King of Pro Wrestling against the double champion himself.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So
we have Toriano take on Tetsuya Naito.
What a match. This is going to be dumb, honestly, but I'm just going to go with Naito. Like, I don't think they'll have Yano pull his bullshit against the double champion, and it'll probably be like, I give it like at most 10 minutes, and then that'll be it. What do you think, Eric?
I chose Yano.
Oh my god, it's gonna happen.
Yano to get the big surprise victory early on, and then we have just Tetsuya Naito just like, right at the end.
Oh my god, why?
I have Yano using up his 2 wins already, so
wins.
I got Naito.
Wow, if that's gonna happen, I'm so every Yano match I'm gonna watch, I'm gonna be so concerned.
Yeah, if anything, we're gonna be paying more attention to Yano matches than anything.
Pretty much, because they're also not that long too, so they're not hard to like get too invested in.
You can bust our predictions.
Let's see, and then the co-main event. These last 2 matches look really interesting.
Yeah, so in our semi-main event, we got Hiroki Goto taking on Evil.
So in mine, Evil just lost to Naito, so I think having him bounce back and take out Goto, good way to get back on that path.
Same here. I got Evil bouncing back and beating Goto. Same here.
I have Goto picking up a surprise victory.
He's the one that beats him. Interesting.
Yes, he is.
It's a big win too for Goto.
Big win. From taking for those early losses, he's going to come back and get a very big win here.
Okay, interesting.
All
And
right.
this
Main
Go ahead.
event, we have Hiroshi Tanahashi taking on Sonata.
Yeah, I think Sonata's gonna get that another win. Maybe even make him pass out in the skull end. We'll see, but I have Sonata winning this one.
Jake?
What do we got?
All right, Sonata versus Tanahashi. I
Yes.
think I've had Sonata. I think he's only had one loss, so I think Tanahashi is going to beat him here, like to really assert that like maybe the ace still has some life left, because like it's been a bit shaky for him, like a bit inconsistent. I think he actually beats Sonata here.
Okay. Eric, and that leaves you.
Jake, I agree with you. I chose Tanahashi. This is like the last glimmer of hope. And it's like, oh, Tanahashi can still do it. He's out. Definitely not going to win it at this point, but he's going to try to get the most points.
Try
that
to
he
look
can.
good.
Yeah.
Yep, for sure.
All right. So that is B block action. Now we're moving on to the A block final. Now the
Ooh.
order of these matches will be determined by points. How many points each?
It'll be determined by
So
totals?
we don't know. Okay.
So for now, right now, my main event is Jay White and Tomohiro Ishii.
Ooh, very good main event too. I don't know what mine would be, but I think at this point, I think it comes down to Okada and White in mine, and I think Ibushi's nearby too. So let's go with that main. So I think in that one, White I think just has to win. So Jake, were you gonna say something?
Before I go, I have Okada versus Osprey as my main event.
I'm pretty sure mine's also White versus Ishii. So I am gonna say Jay White beats Ishii and clinches his path to the G1 final.
All right, Jay White versus Ishii.
Yeah. Okay. So just to make this kind of less confusing, let's go from bottom to the top, like usual.
Yeah.
Bottom of the top is easier.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I want to go.
So our first match here is Kodabushi taking on Taichi.
Okay. I'm sure that's what I wrote in my notes. So I picked Taichi. Just to, because I don't have Ibushi getting to the final in my bracket, or I guess pool, I should say. So Taichi, he's gonna put this, end it on a sour note, probably cheat to win, and he's gonna beat Kodabushi once more.
I agree with Stel. I don't have Ibushi in the finals either, and someone's going to have to spoil it for him. And I think Taichi cheating to win, of course, is the perfect spoiler.
That sucks.
It's what it is.
I'm disagreeing with you guys. I chose Ibushi getting revenge against Taichi now. So Taichi beat him in the
New Japan
Cup, and he's beat him for a couple times for the tag titles. And now that Ibushi is now with Tanahashi, he's going to get a win over Taichi. And then Ibushi's going to be like, I don't need Tanahashi. I can beat these guys. He's the one that's holding me down.
Interesting. Okay. And let's see. Let's move on. This probably might open the show for all we know at this point. Jeff Cobb and the Tokyo Pimp. And oh boy, it's another rough night for him. Tour of the Islands. Goodbye. Jeff Cobb wins this one. And he ends it on a good note.
Yeah, I was looking for a yujiro win, but it's just not going to happen.
It has to be like early on, if anything.
Jeff Cobb's going to get off. He's going to finish it off strong. He's now a full-time member of New Japan, and he's going to assert himself with a win on the final night, of course.
I'm agreeing with both of you guys. I do see Jeff Cobb as he finishes strong in the G1. Now moving on, we have Kazuchika Okada taking Will Osprey in another Chaos Civil War.
Okay, rematch from last year's G1. That was a really good match in its own right as well. But I think, much like last year, Okada is going to eke this one out and take the win, and he'll end up high in the standings. Will he win? Turns out he won't, because of that draw. That's what have costed him. But it's all that way, only for the draw to bite him in the ass.
You know how you guys picked the draw for Okada versus Ibushi?
Yes.
Well, I'm picking a draw here.
Oh, okay.
Here.
Interesting.
I think these two are going to go.
So that spoils it. Okay.
You'll see why in a few minutes.
I like that. And Eric, that leaves you.
I chose Will Ospreay to get a big victory,
and that ends Okada's G1 run. So different.
Yes.
Everyone has a different pick here.
Yeah, very interesting. And now moving on, I think. Did everyone pick Jay White?
I did originally I had Ishii, but after like we went through this, I am gonna change mine to Jay White to clinch his path to the G1 final.
I am agreeing with you, Stel.
Based off what I picked, Jay White pretty much already. He has like the tiebreakers over Okada
Because he beat him.
and Ibushi and Shingo and like, I mean Osprey. If it's a draw, I don't think really Osprey. So I think Ishii will actually get this win, believe it or not.
Wow.
Okay. I had that originally, so I don't blame you.
It'll be a similar situation to 2016 where Goto got in because Okada and Tanahashi drawed. And then faced Omega.
That's right. That's when Omega won the G1.
That's how Jay White's going to get in the finals.
Very similar style.
All right, now we're going on to the last match, which is a rematch from Summer Struggle. Yes,
Summer Struggle. Yep, that's correct.
We have Shingo Takagi taking on Minoru Suzuki.
Let's see. Could this be? So Shingo, he's had a great run in the G1, and I think to cap it off, he gets the win against the guy who took the belt from him, and that sets up a title match for after the G1 because he won't be in the final. So might as well get maybe an immediate rematch, maybe, and we'll go from there. So I'm gonna pick Shingo to win this one.
Shingo will have a great showing, but he's probably not going to win in all likelihood in terms of like the actual tournament. But obviously, he's not done with Suzuki anytime soon, I don't think. So yeah, give me Shingo as well to beat Suzuki and secure another never open weight title shot for after the G1.
Yeah, I agree with both you guys. I chose Shingo to beat Suzuki in this and possibly get another never open weight title shot at maybe the final.
Power struggle or the final. They'll do title matches on the final. I forgot about that.
Yeah. All right.
So
that is
that's the A block wrapped up.
Block. And now we're gonna move on to the last night of B block.
Hold on, I'm switching to Jay White against Ishii.
Yeah, that just makes sense because that clinches his way to the final.
I just thought of it. I'm like, yeah, he wins, and then they draw. Yeah, that's easy path for Jay White.
Exactly. All right, so let's go over to the B block final. Again, matches are to be determined depending on who wins and what the standings are. So let's go, but we're going to keep it easy for everybody watching and for our own sake from bottom to top.
Yes. So first we have ZSJ taking on Hiroshi Tanahashi.
Ooh, I think, Tanahashi, he's been having an up and down way, but I think it's going to end on a damp note with ZSJ beating him. If Ibushi's going to be, if I have Golden Ace both losing, it's going to create a very interesting scenario. Maybe they can compare, who did better in the G1? Ibushi did in this one. So, hey, Tanahashi, he loses to ZSJ, ends on a damp note, and the story from there will unwind.
Yeah, like obviously we've seen this before. Like for example, like obviously you can compare it to like when they've done those storylines with like John Cena where he's down on himself after like a poor performance to like close out something similar. That makes sense.
Yep, like 2012.
This will be that moment where Tanahashi's like, do I even have anything left? Like, what is next for me? And like, yeah, ZSJ is going to tap him out.
Yeah, I agree with both you guys. I chose Tanahashi was going to be on a kind of a win streak. He's going to get his momentum back up, and then ZSJ is going to take it right away. That's going to prove that it's going to kind of continue the Golden Aces Dangerous Tekkers rivalry. Ibushi just beat Taichi. ZSJ is going to beat Tanahashi. It's just going to further along that, and then everything's still good. And I don't know if they're going to do something in World Tag League, but it's all going to lead up to Kodabushi retiring Tanahashi at Wrestle Kingdom.
Gonna be ow.
Yeah, this is gonna be sad.
Yeah, it's gonna be really rough. But let's move on. Another match which not as much implications. But go ahead. Go ahead.
So we have Juice Robinson taking on Hiroki Goto.
All right, so Goto's had a very up and down time in my booking, but I think he'll end on a good note, and he'll beat Juice. Just to end on a good one, gets an okay showing, has some wins here and there, but hey, I think he'll win here.
Yeah, same here. This match really won't have that much implications, I don't think, towards the block finals, but yeah, Juice wins. No, Goto wins after a good match, of course.
Yeah, I'm agreeing with both of you guys. I chose Goto to win this and kind of cap off a last-ditch effort in the G1. And now moving on to the next match, we have Toriano taking on Yoshihashi.
What a fucking
Chaos Civil War.
Oh, it's such a meme right here. I actually have Yoshihashi winning this one, though I will not be shocked if Yano ekes one out. But hey, with the King of Pro Wrestling title, I think Yoshihashi fits that area perfectly. So I think Yoshihashi gets the win. Maybe he's the next challenger for the King of Pro Wrestling Championship.
Yeah, I think Yano's gonna close it out on a high note.
Oh my god. Oh jeez.
All right, I'm gonna actually agree with Stel. I chose Yoshihashi getting a big win finally getting points on the board.
Gets
a
that
big
win
over the current King of Pro Wrestling.
There we go. That's the title match. And
Yeah,
next
and
up,
now-
some
we had a good
interesting
one.
big
We
ones.
got Kenta versus Tetsuya Naito.
The rematch from the New Beginning in Osaka.
Yes.
So I'm gonna go with Naito just to end things on a good note for the champion. May have not made the final, but consolation prize. He goes on the high note and he gets ready for what's coming after the G1.
I've seen a pattern here. Most of the time when it comes to these final night shows, the champion loses most of the time.
Okay.
They usually have the champion lose twice in the G1.
Yes,
So
I noticed that.
I'm gonna pick Kenta to be another post Wrestle Kingdom challenger for Naito. I mean G1. My bad.
Yeah, post G1.
Yeah, for sure.
Jake, I'm gonna agree with you. I chose Kenta for this.
Sag.
Just how all the points and everything gonna work out. Just to keep Naito from winning. You can't win everything. But it makes Kenta look strong. Makes him look strong for Moxley coming up. And it's just a big win and a big win for Bullet Club.
Okay.
All right, now we're speaking of more Bullet Club and kind of LIJ, kind of.
Yeah,
we have Sonata taking on his former tag team partner Evil, and this is the match I have been waiting for.
This is my main event in
this
the
is
V-Block.
this is the main event. This is the big Sonata Evil match.
This is the match because they fought in the New Japan Cup, but he was still LIJ at the time. He did cheat to win. He was still LIJ, so maybe it was just for that night. But no, it didn't all happen. So the big thing that's going to happen here is the implications this has. Will Sonata show emotion for everything that's happened since the New Japan Cup? How's it all going to go down? Interference from either side. But in my booking, I have picked Sonata.
Ooh.
So I'm not doing an all Bullet Club final in mind. So we're gonna have Sonata advance to the G1 final, just to have more of a clear good guy bad guy dynamic. And I just think of the way they're gonna push Sonata to the final, because we've seen Evil get to a tournament final already. He won the New Japan Cup. I think it's fair to give somebody else a chance. Maybe Evil will have a storyline coming out of this. If what if say if Kenta could be like, oh, how'd you do in the G1? You didn't get that far either. What about the other guy in the G1? We'll talk about very briefly. So I have Sonata here, maybe by pinfall, maybe it's a fluke win, but Sonata gets his way to the final by beating his former tag partner.
Here's what I'm thinking. So, obviously, I feel like this has been building since the New Japan Cup match where Evil pretty much low-blowed Sonata to win and cheated.
Mm-hmm.
Everything's been building to this match. They've both been very strong showing in the G1, and with this match being on the last night, I assume they'll both be in a very strong position to make the finals. And I think this will probably be the main event with all the history and the point implications. But I think despite Evil cheating and despite all his efforts again, I think this time Sonata finally gets one over Evil and he advances to face Jay White in the finals.
Wow. Okay. I'm very shocked that we are all agreeing that Sonata is going to win this match.
I think it was actually one of the easier ones for me.
Listen,
I think it was easy for this one.
They teased so much Sonata making it to the finals and
yeah.
winning titles just for him to come up short. It's time for him to actually make a final.
Yeah, we've already seen Evil win something too, so that's why I'm thinking.
But hold on, gentlemen. Let me finish. So Sonata does get this win, but Evil wins B block.
In your booking?
What?
In my booking, how the point system works, Evil still has more points than anybody.
So he has 16, right?
So in mine, Evil ends with 14 points.
Okay.
Evil versus Jay White?
It's going to be Evil. The G1 final is going to be Evil versus Jay White, Bullet Club, Civil War. Who is the rightful leader of Bullet Club?
Oh my god, I can actually see that.
Okay, that makes sense too. But mine is more of mine is a more clear good guy versus bad guy dynamic. That's the difference in mine.
Same. Because that's how the G1 finals usually are. It's like the good guy versus the bad guy.
We saw it last year how well it worked too. So yeah, that's interesting. So it doesn't even matter if Sonata even gets the win because he's lost. Yeah. In your booking, he's lost. So I think twice.
This match is all personal.
Mm-hmm. It's just all. So it probably won't be a main event then if it's not going to matter. So yeah, that's different, but obviously in mine it means that Sonata moves on, and we'll get to that in just a second. So our finals are, it's going to be Sonata versus Jay White in both myself and Jake's final, and then Eric is going to have Evil versus excuse me, let me switch to webcam. That's not the right webcam. That's the right webcam.
My bad. Not bad.
It's all good. In his final, so that's where it's gonna come down to. So we don't have a graphic for the final because we didn't make one because we all had different finals. So that's how it's going to be. So it's interesting. And whew, yeah, so with the finals that we have, I guess we could say. So Eric, will start with your final. What happens with yours?
So with my final, I do have Evil winning B block with 14 points, going against Jay White winning A block with 16 points.
Mhm.
And I do have Jay White coming out on top as the rightful leader of Bullet Club. And my
Okay.
reasoning is, so we're going to have Dick Togo go maybe and Gato kind of butt heads a little bit. And so, but traditionally, Bullet Club is a foreign faction. It's usually full of foreigners, people from America,
Yep.
Prince Devitt, who's from Ireland.
Ireland, Jay White's from New Zealand.
Yeah, so we can't. So I think traditionally we can't have a Japanese leader of Bullet Club.
Yes, exactly. It's the Gaijin Club.
Yes,
That's essentially what it is, and it makes
Yes.
sense for that to happen. So you have Jay White winning, correct? Just to double
Jay
check.
White is winning
Yeah.
G1 Climax 30.
Yes, that makes sense. And what happens from Evil from there then? Like, is he just thrown out, or is he just like not made like the leader?
I kind of what I want to see is it was kind of all a ruse, and like by Wrestle Kingdom, Jay White will face Naito in the main event, but Evil will come out and interfere for Naito, and Naito gets the win, saying that it was all a ruse, a trick. Evil infiltrated Bullet Club in spot was like spying for LIJ.
Ooh, okay, interesting.
Oh
There-
my
yeah, because like, it was kind of an audible when it happened too, because he wasn't supposed to win a New
Yeah.
Japan Cup.
That would be
So
such a good moment, like seeing Evil do the LIJ fist bump again with
Mhm.
Naito.
exactly, and then we ended on a very unhappy moment, implying that happens. You never know. So yeah, so is that all you have? Is that all you have?
That's it.
All right. So I guess Jake, you want to go next?
Yeah, so I have Jay White winning the A block with how many
So
I'm not really keeping track of the points, but I have him winning.
Yeah.
I only have I have Jay White and Sonata losing 2 matches each.
they would
Only-
have 14, I believe, correct?
Yeah, they both finished with 14, and they both win their respective blocks.
Okay. Yeah, they went with 14 in yours. So
I
you
definitely
have
think we
those
see
two.
some interference from Evil and like other parties. I don't see any way this match goes clean. Like maybe, like in a way, like it'll create more tension for sure. But I think, in a way, like they can maybe like do something where like one of the members of Evil's party accidentally accidentally helps Jay White win when that wasn't the point.
Mhm.
So yeah, I do think in the end though, like Jay White's gonna win. He'll win G1 Climax, back-to-back finals. He's not gonna lose another one, I don't think.
Fair
So, yeah,
enough.
give me Jay White winning this year's G1 for sure.
Yeah. I have pretty much an agreement with both of you. I think I do have Jay White winning the G1. He will be facing Sonata in my finals. The only difference. As for what happens after, there could be the whole thing. It's like, oh, I won the G1. You didn't do well, Evil. Maybe like that Civil War happens. They have a descent thing. I don't know what happens from there. So, because I won't book the main event and stuff like that. We'll get to that as it goes along. So yeah, Jay White wins the G1. He's the winner. Bullet Club has their own like thing going on leading up to Wrestle Kingdom. Maybe they have like a rivalry match like in like King of Pro Wrestling or like during the World Tag League. Maybe let's record a like tag team match. But we'll see. As for everybody else, we can have the Tanahashi storyline progress. Sonata probably goes off to redeem himself in singles or tag team competition with LIJ. Naito has a title defense leading up to Wrestle Kingdom. Then he switches over to Jay White. Kenta has the US title match with Moxley. So it all works out for just about everybody involved. King Pro Wrestling shenanigans happen. I don't know what happens with Okada if he doesn't like make it, which in our booking he doesn't. That's the only thing I have under like a question mark.
Hold on a minute. I just checked the New Japan website, and apparently there is no King of Pro Wrestling this year. We only have Power Struggle because New Japan.
Oh, okay.
They have the G1 in the fall taken up most of the time.
Okay, so Power Struggle, that's what it's going to be. Yeah, it's weird because considering with the whole title of King of Pro Wrestling, you figured they would do a show also called that,
Yeah.
And then obviously
But-
you have World Tag League and then Wrestle Kingdom.
Yeah, it's the end of the year. So we'll see what happens with that. Okada's the only question of where he goes from here, as I just said. I don't know what they'll do, like genuinely, but because everyone else has something to do.
I think Okada is going to be in like a non-act. Yeah, he'll
Yeah.
probably be in like a non-title match at Wrestle Kingdom.
Which is weird because he's usually in the main event doing like he was in the main event of both nights this year. 2019 he lost to Jay White at Wrestle Kingdom, and then he won the back at G1 Supercard.
I think we're starting to see.
Jay White won the heavyweight title from Tanahashi.
Yes.
New Beginning in Sapporo.
New Beginning, yeah.
I didn't wait. Did I say that? I said no. Tanahashi won.
You said Jay White beat Okada at Wrestle Kingdom.
Yeah, it was for the title though. It was non-title.
All right.
No. Jay White beat Okada. Then he went on to beat Tanahashi, and then he lost.
Yeah, he beat Tanahashi New Beginning, and then he held it to G1 Supercard, and then Okada won. That's what happened. Sorry,
Yeah,
I mean,
that was the story.
maybe it was just an assumption. It's understandable because it was Tanahashi Omega in the main event of that year. And that's where Tanahashi won and played a lot of air guitar.
Yes.
But yeah, that's all I have. As I've been saying my top 5 matches, I'll just recap my top 5 matches for those wondering where my interest mainly lies. So my top 5 matches across each block are from 5 to 1. So my top 5 includes Ishii versus Ibushi is my number 5. Shingo versus Okada is my number 4. Shingo versus Ishii is my number 3. Jay White versus Okada number 2. And number 1, happening on night 1, coincidentally, Okada versus Ibushi. And then for my B block top 5, I have Sonata versus Evil, because the whole storyline around that. Sonata versus Tetsuya Naito, for, LIJ Civil War, what it could be for either guy. ZSJ versus Naito is my number 3, just for how it would be for the contrast in styles. Maybe it's a big moment for ZSJ. Number 2, ZSJ versus Tanahashi, for maybe the angle it can set up, the story of what's gonna happen from here, and they have a lot of history together. And number 1 is Naito versus Tanahashi, because their history together. It should be a really good match, and it would be a good way to kick off the G1. So those are the matches I'm looking forward to. If you guys have any other ones, feel free to say what they are. I mean,
all right. Can I give my top 5 for both blocks as well?
Yeah, if you want to. They're gonna be edited onto the screen if I want to do this too.
That is true. Yeah.
Let's do it quickly.
Yeah, do it quickly.
Block, we got Ibushi versus Okada, obviously. Ibushi versus Shingo.
Okay.
Okada versus Shingo.
Mm-hmm.
Suzuki versus Ibushi I think this is the first time they've wrestled in a long time.
Yeah, I can remember. I don't remember the last time that they did.
And this might be a surprise, but I want to see who those two evil boys going at it. Jay White and Suzuki for A block, believe it or not.
All right, fair enough. And then B block is the other one.
B block, my top 5 matches are Naito versus ZSJ, Naito versus Sonata, Sonata versus Evil, Naito versus Evil, and Tanahashi versus Naito.
Sorry, I was getting a drink of water. I muted my microphone, but that's a pretty solid top 5. And that leaves you, Eric. What are the matches you are most looking forward to?
I'm just looking forward to every single match in this G1. I cannot pick one. And we said for every Toriano match, because he's gonna get those sneaky wins. I'm excited to see Jay White dominate. I can't wait to see the Tanahashi storyline pull out. I'm just excited for this whole tournament. And I just can't wait for Saturday when it gets started.
I'm even excited for the yujiro matches to watch him get absolutely killed.
The poor guy. The guy with the most unfortunate schedule. But hopefully, maybe he'll surprise us. Maybe he'll even win the whole thing. X to doubt.
Oh my God, imagine
as Toriano would say. So for those who didn't see, I shrugged. So yeah, that's pretty much it for our G1 Climax discussion and predictions. Thank you all for watching. Be sure to like the video, enable notifications if you really want. We would really appreciate that. Leave a comment below of any of your thoughts and predictions for the G1 Climax, and be sure to follow the channel for more podcast episodes, reviews, and other discussions. Again, I am Stel from Shoot Style Sauna, joined by Eric and Jake, and we'll see you all very soon. Thank you all for watching, and take care.